Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a world where history meets hidden treasure. Today, we're diving into one of the most fascinating and mysterious coins ever produced by the United States Mint, the legendary Liberty half-dollar. At first glance, it may look like just another old coin, but don't be fooled. This small piece of metal carries decades of history, powerful symbolism, and for some lucky collectors, incredible value. From the iconic image of Lady Liberty proudly walking forward, to the detailed eagle on the reverse side, every design tells a story of strength, freedom, and the spirit of a nation. But here's the real question. Could the coin sitting in your pocket or collection be worth far more than you ever imagined? The 1984 Liberty half-dollar is one of those coins that quietly sits in collections and old drawers, yet holds a story far deeper than most people realize. At first glance, it may seem like just another piece of American currency, but beneath its surface lies a fascinating blend of history, craftsmanship, and potential value that continues to capture the imagination of collectors around the world. For some, it is simply a coin, but for others, it represents a hidden opportunity waiting to be discovered. In 1984, the half-dollar being produced was part of the Kennedy half-dollar series, a coin originally introduced in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy. By 1984, these coins were no longer made of silver for general circulation, which often leads to confusion among collectors who assume all older half-dollars contain precious metal. In reality, most 1984 half-dollars are composed of copper-nickel clad, making them common in everyday terms, but not necessarily worthless. What makes a 1984 Liberty-style half-dollar truly valuable is not just its age or design, but its condition and rarity. Coins that have been preserved in near-perfect, uncirculated condition, those that have never been used in daily transactions, can command significantly higher prices than worn examples. A coin with a flawless surface, sharp details, and brilliant luster can stand out dramatically in the eyes of collectors. Even more important than condition are mint errors. These are rare mistakes that occur during the coin production process, and they can transform an ordinary coin into an extraordinary treasure. Off-center strikes, double dies, missing details, or unusual metal compositions can all increase the value of a 1984 half-dollar to levels far beyond its face value. These rare variations are what collectors hunt for with excitement and patience. The mint mark on the coin also plays a role in determining its worth. In 1984, half-dollars were primarily minted in Philadelphia, no mint mark, and Denver, D mint mark. While millions of coins were produced, certain batches or higher-grade examples from specific mints can be more desirable. Collectors often compare subtle differences between mint locations, searching for coins that stand out from the rest. There is a powerful emotional element tied to coins like the 1984 half-dollar. For many people, discovering one in an old collection or inheritance feels like uncovering a piece of hidden history. That sense of mystery, of not knowing whether the coin in your hand might be rare or valuable, creates a thrill that few other hobbies can match. It's this excitement that fuels the world of coin collecting. However, it is important to remain realistic. While stories often circulate about coins being worth millions overnight, the truth is that only extremely rare and unique specimens reach such extraordinary prices. A standard 1984 half-dollar, even in excellent condition, is unlikely to make someone an instant billionaire. But that does not mean it cannot be valuable or meaningful. In fact, some high-grade 1984 half-dollars, especially those graded by professional services, can sell for impressive amounts compared to their original value. Coins graded MS-65 or higher, mint state, can attract serious attention in auctions, particularly if they exhibit exceptional eye appeal. These are the coins that collectors are willing to pay a premium for. Another factor that can elevate the value is proof coins. In 1984, special proof versions were struck specifically for collectors, featuring mirror-like finishes and sharper details. These proof coins were not meant for circulation, and when preserved properly, they can be significantly more valuable than standard circulation coins. Their beauty alone makes them highly desirable. The idea of a coin changing your fortune overnight is captivating, and while rare, it is not entirely impossible. History has shown that certain coins once considered ordinary later became highly valuable due to rarity, demand, or newly discovered errors. This possibility keeps collectors constantly searching, always hoping to find that one extraordinary piece. If you believe you have a 1984 half-dollar with potential value, the first step is to examine it carefully. Look for unusual features, sharp details, and any signs of minting errors. Even small differences can make a big impact. Using a magnifying glass or coin loop can help reveal hidden details that are not visible to the naked eye. Getting the coin professionally graded is another crucial step. Professional grading not only confirms the coin's authenticity, but also assigns it a condition rating that collectors trust. This can significantly increase the coin's market value and make it easier to sell if you choose to do so. A graded coin carries credibility and confidence. It is also wise not to rush into selling your coin. Many people make the mistake of accepting the first offer they receive, only to later discover that their coin was worth much more. Taking time to understand the coin's true value, consulting experts, and exploring different selling options can help you maximize your return. The market for collectible coins is constantly evolving. What may seem modestly valuable today could become more sought after in the future as demand grows and fewer high-quality examples remain available. Patience is often rewarded in the world of numismatics, where rarity and condition become more important over time. Beyond monetary value, the 1984 half-dollar carries cultural and historical significance. It reflects a period in American history and continues a legacy that began decades earlier. Owning such a coin connects you to that history, making it more than just a financial asset. It becomes a piece of a larger story. For beginners, the journey into coin collecting often starts with coins like this. A single discovery can spark a lifelong interest, leading to deeper exploration and knowledge. The 1984 half-dollar may be common in some ways, but it serves as a gateway into a fascinating and rewarding hobby. In the end, the true power of a coin like the 1984 Liberty half-dollar lies not just in its potential price, but in the curiosity it inspires. Whether it turns out to be a modest collectible or a rare gem, the experience of discovering, researching, and understanding it is valuable in its own right. So if you have one of these coins, don't ignore it or spend it casually. Take a closer look, explore its details, and consider its possibilities. While it may not instantly turn you into a billionaire, it could still hold a surprising value, and perhaps even ignite a passion that lasts a lifetime. The story of the 1976 Liberty half-dollar is not just about a coin. It is about a moment in history captured in metal, a symbol of celebration, pride, and hidden value waiting to be discovered. When you hold this coin, you are not just holding currency. You are holding a piece of America's 200th birthday, a legacy struck by the legendary United States Mint that continues to fascinate collectors around the world. The 1976 half-dollar was created to honor the bicentennial of the United States, marking 200 years of independence. Unlike ordinary coins, this one carries a special design that instantly sets it apart. On the reverse side, instead of the usual eagle, you'll find Independence Hall, an iconic symbol that makes this coin feel powerful, historic, and deeply meaningful. At first glance, many people assume these coins are common and spend them without a second thought. But hidden among millions of ordinary pieces are rare variations and special compositions that can be worth far more than their face value. That's where the real excitement begins. The possibility that a simple coin in your hand could carry unexpected worth. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1976 half-dollar is that it was produced in different versions. Some were made for general circulation, while others were specially struck in higher quality finishes for collectors. These collector versions, often called proof or silver-clad coins, are where serious value begins to emerge. The silver-clad versions are particularly important. Unlike regular coins made mostly of copper and nickel, these contain a percentage of real silver, giving them both intrinsic metal value and collectible appeal. Over time, as silver prices rise and collector demand increases, these coins can become significantly more valuable. However, the idea that every 1976 half-dollar is worth millions overnight is a myth. The truth is more grounded, but still exciting. Only coins in exceptional condition, with rare minting errors or unique characteristics, can reach very high values. It's not impossible to find something valuable, but it requires knowledge, patience, and a careful eye. Condition plays a huge role in determining value. A coin that looks brand new, with no scratches or wear, can be worth many times more than one that has been heavily used. Collectors often use grading systems to evaluate coins, and even a small difference in grade can mean a big difference in price. Mint marks are another crucial detail. Some 1976 half-dollars were struck in different mint locations, and subtle differences can make one version more desirable than another. These tiny letters on the coin can quietly hold the key to its true worth. Error coins are where things get really interesting. Occasionally, mistakes happen during the minting process, double strikes, off-center designs, or unusual markings. These errors are rare, and collectors are willing to pay a premium for them because they are unique pieces of history. The emotional appeal of the bicentennial design also adds to the coin's value. It's not just about money, it's about owning something that represents a major milestone in a nation's journey. That emotional connection can drive demand among collectors, increasing the coin's desirability. For many people, the thrill lies in the hunt. Searching through old collections, inherited coins, or even loose change can feel like a treasure hunt. Every coin examined carries the possibility of discovery, and that excitement is what keeps collectors engaged. It's also important to understand that coin values can change over time. Market demand, silver prices, and collector interest all influence how much a coin is worth at any given moment. What may seem ordinary today could become more valuable in the future. If you believe you have a special 1976 half dollar, it's wise to have it evaluated by a professional. Experts can identify rare features that an untrained eye might miss, helping you understand the true potential of your coin. Storing your coin properly is another key factor. Keeping it in a protective case, away from moisture and damage, preserves its condition and ensures it retains its value over time. A well-preserved coin always stands out in the market. While the dream of becoming instantly wealthy from a single coin is exciting, the real value often lies in knowledge and careful collecting. Understanding what makes a coin rare or desirable is far more powerful than relying on myths or exaggerated claims. That said, the 1976 Liberty half dollar still holds a special kind of magic. It represents history, craftsmanship, and the possibility, however small, of hidden value waiting to be uncovered. That combination makes it one of the most talked about coins among enthusiasts. In the end, this coin is not just about fortune, it's about curiosity, discovery, and appreciation for history. Whether it's worth a few dollars or something much more, the real treasure is the journey of understanding what you hold, and realizing that even the smallest objects can carry extraordinary stories. The 1997 Liberty half dollar is not just a coin, it is a silent storyteller, a shining witness of history that carries the weight of a nation's identity in the palm of your hand. When you first look at it, you may only see metal, but to a true collector or dreamer, it feels like holding a hidden treasure that whispers secrets of unimaginable value. This is the kind of coin that sparks curiosity, ignites passion, and makes you wonder, what if this simple piece could change everything? Now imagine discovering that your 1997 half dollar isn't ordinary at all. Somewhere in the world, coins that look exactly like yours have stunned collectors with their rarity and breathtaking prices. It's not about the year alone, it's about condition, minting quirks, and those tiny imperfections that transform an everyday coin into a legendary prize. That's where the magic begins. The term mint mark is where the journey deepens. A small letter, often overlooked, can be the difference between a coin worth a few rupees and one valued in thousands, or even more. Coins from certain mints, especially when struck with rare errors or in pristine condition, carry an aura of exclusivity. It's like finding a diamond hidden in plain sight. Picture a 1997 Liberty half dollar with a flawless surface, sharp details, and a mirror-like shine. Collectors call this uncirculated, or even proof-like, condition. Such coins are not just currency, they are art. And in the world of collectors, art has no fixed price. It rises with demand, fueled by desire and scarcity. But the real excitement comes from errors. A coin struck slightly off-center, a doubled image, or even a missing detail can send its value soaring. These mistakes are not flaws, they are miracles in the collecting world. A 1997 half dollar with a rare minting error can transform overnight into a collector's dream. You might wonder, could such a coin really make someone rich? The truth is, while not every 1997 coin is worth millions, the rarest examples have shocked the market before. Coins with unique characteristics have been sold for astonishing amounts, turning ordinary owners into unexpected winners. There's something deeply thrilling about the idea that a small coin in your pocket could hold such power. It changes the way you look at money. Suddenly, every coin becomes a possibility, every detail a clue. It's like a treasure hunt that never ends. The design of the Liberty half dollar itself adds to its charm. The elegant figure of Liberty, standing tall and proud, symbolizes freedom and strength. This artistic beauty makes the coin desirable even beyond its monetary value. It's not just a collectible, It's a piece of heritage. Collectors around the world spend years searching for coins like these. They attend auctions, study details under magnifying glasses, and compete fiercely for the rarest pieces. When a unique 1997 half-dollar appears, it can create a wave of excitement that spreads across the collecting community. Condition grading is another powerful factor. Coins are graded on a scale, and even a slight difference in grade can mean a huge jump in value. A coin graded near perfect can be worth many times more than one with minor wear. That's why careful preservation is so important. If you believe you have a valuable coin, the first step is patience. Never rush to sell. The biggest mistake people make is letting go of rare coins for a small price, not realizing their true worth. Knowledge is your greatest weapon in this journey. There are stories, real stories, of people discovering rare coins in old collections, inherited boxes, or even loose change. These stories fuel the dream, reminding us that treasure doesn't always come from faraway lands. Sometimes, it's already in your possession. The 1997 Liberty half-dollar may not be famous to everyone, but in the right condition, with the right characteristics, it can become something extraordinary. Its value is not just in silver or metal, it's in rarity, demand, and the story it carries. Think of it as a sleeping giant. Most coins remain ordinary, but a few awaken into something legendary. And when they do, they can command prices that seem unbelievable. That's the unpredictable beauty of coin collecting. If you truly own such a coin, treat it with care. Avoid touching its surface too much, keep it protected, and consider having it evaluated by experts. A single decision can determine whether it remains ordinary or becomes exceptional. The dream of becoming rich overnight is powerful, and while it may not happen for everyone, coins like the 1997 Liberty half-dollar keep that dream alive. They remind us that value is often hidden, waiting to be discovered by those who look closely. In the end, this coin is more than metal. It's a symbol of possibility. Whether it turns out to be worth a small amount or a life-changing sum, the journey of discovering its value is an adventure in itself. And who knows? The next time you hold that coin, you might just be holding your future. The 1983 Liberty half-dollar carries a quiet presence, the kind that doesn't shout for attention but instead waits for the right collector to recognize its hidden story. At first glance, it may seem like just another coin from circulation, but beneath its surface lies a connection to history, craftsmanship, and the evolving journey of American currency. This is not just metal, it is a preserved moment in time. When people hear the phrase, unimaginable worth, their minds immediately jump to millions, fortunes, and overnight wealth. While most 1983 half-dollars are not inherently rare enough to command such extreme prices, certain exceptional examples, those with pristine condition, rare mint errors, or unique characteristics, can indeed become highly valuable in the collector's market. Value in coins is not just about age, it is about rarity, condition, and demand. The year 1983 is particularly interesting because coins from this period were not widely saved in uncirculated condition. This means that finding a perfectly preserved 1983 half-dollar today is far more difficult than one might expect. Many were used heavily in circulation, making high-grade versions significantly more desirable to serious collectors. Imagine holding a coin that has survived decades without scratches, wear, or damage. Such a piece becomes more than currency. It transforms into a collectible treasure. In the world of numismatics, condition is everything. A flawless coin can be worth many times more than the same coin in average condition, sometimes turning a simple piece into something truly remarkable. Then there are mint errors, those fascinating mistakes that occur during the coin production process. A double die, an off-center strike, or unusual metal composition can instantly elevate a coin's desirability. These errors are rare, unpredictable, and highly sought after. If your 1983 half-dollar carries such a feature, its value could rise far beyond ordinary expectations. Collectors are driven by passion, and that passion fuels the market. When demand meets rarity, prices can climb dramatically. While it may not realistically make someone a billionaire overnight, the right coin in the right condition can certainly bring surprising and exciting returns. Stories of rare coins selling for astonishing amounts are what keep collectors searching and hoping. The design of the Liberty half-dollar itself adds to its charm. The imagery, the texture, and the weight all contribute to its appeal. It is not just about money, it is about art, history, and legacy combined into a small, tangible object. Every detail tells a story, from the engravings to the edges. Owning such a coin can feel like holding a secret. Many people overlook coins like the 1983 half-dollar, spending them without a second thought. But those who take the time to inspect, research, and understand their coins often discover hidden gems among ordinary-looking pieces. The idea of "don't sell it at a low price" comes from this very possibility. Without proper knowledge, someone might unknowingly part with a valuable coin for far less than its true worth. That's why awareness is powerful. A simple check, condition, mint mark, and possible errors can make all the difference. Grading is another crucial factor. Professional grading services evaluate coins and assign them a score based on their condition. A high-grade 1983 half-dollar, especially one graded near perfect, can attract serious collectors willing to pay a premium. This transforms the coin from everyday currency into a certified collectible. Time also plays a role in value. As years pass, coins become harder to find in excellent condition. What may seem common today could become scarce tomorrow. This slow shift is what makes coin collecting both exciting and unpredictable. There's also an emotional aspect to collecting. For some, it's about nostalgia. For others, it's about investment. And for many, it's the thrill of the hunt, the possibility that a simple coin in their pocket could turn out to be something extraordinary. The phrase, "change your fortune overnight," may sound dramatic, but it captures the excitement of discovery. While reality requires patience and knowledge, there are moments when collectors stumble upon rare finds that significantly boost their financial position. These moments are rare, but they do happen. Understanding your coin is the first step. Look closely at its details. Check the year, the mint mark, and its overall condition. Compare it with known variations and errors. The more you learn, the more you increase your chances of recognizing something valuable. Preservation is equally important. A coin's condition can deteriorate if not handled properly. Keeping it safe, clean, and protected ensures that its potential value remains intact. Even a small scratch can reduce its worth significantly. The 1983 Liberty half-dollar may not always be a millionaire maker, but under the right circumstances, it can become far more valuable than its face value suggests. Its true power lies in knowledge, knowing what to look for, how to evaluate it, and when to hold on to it. In the end, this coin represents possibility. It reminds us that value is not always obvious at first glance. Sometimes, the most ordinary-looking things carry the most fascinating stories, and occasionally, the most rewarding surprises. The story of the 1982 Liberty half-dollar begins not with sudden riches, but with quiet history, an era when coins were no longer made of silver for everyday circulation, yet still carried the echoes of a nation's past. When people hear 1982 half-dollar, they often imagine hidden treasure, something rare enough to turn an ordinary person into a millionaire overnight. But the real story is more subtle, more fascinating, and in many ways, more meaningful than a simple dream of instant wealth. By 1982, the classic Liberty, design most people think of, like the walking Liberty, was no longer being minted for circulation. Instead, the half-dollar in that year carried the familiar profile of John F. Kennedy. Still, collectors sometimes loosely refer to older-style imagery or symbolic liberty themes when talking about American coins, which creates confusion and fuels myths about extraordinary value. What truly makes a 1982 half-dollar interesting is not that it is automatically worth millions, but that certain rare variations, minting quirks, and pristine conditions can elevate its value far beyond face value. Coins from the Philadelphia Mint, no mint mark, and the Denver Mint, D mint mark, were produced in large numbers, meaning most examples are quite common. However, within that sea of ordinary coins, a few stand out like hidden stars. Coins that were never released into circulation, known as mint sets, can be found in much better condition. These uncirculated coins, especially those preserved perfectly for decades, can attract serious collectors willing to pay significantly higher prices. Then there are errors, the true thrill of coin collecting. A 1982 half-dollar with a striking error, such as an off-center strike, double die, or unusual surface flaw created during minting, can become dramatically more valuable. These are the coins that ignite excitement, because no two are exactly alike, and rarity drives demand. Condition is everything in the world of coins. A heavily worn 1982 half-dollar might only be worth its face value, but a coin graded at the highest levels, what experts call mint state, can command much higher prices. The difference between a circulated coin and a flawless one can mean the difference between a few rupees and hundreds of dollars. Another layer of intrigue comes from collector psychology. People are drawn to the idea that something ordinary in their pocket could be extraordinary in value. This emotional pull often leads to exaggerated claims, stories of coins worth millions or capable of changing lives overnight. The truth, however, is more grounded. While some rare coins in history have sold for millions, a standard 1982 half-dollar is not among them. Even the best-preserved examples usually reach into modest collector ranges rather than life-changing fortunes. Yet, this doesn't make the coin unimportant. In fact, its value lies in its accessibility. It is a gateway into the world of numismatics, a starting point for those who want to understand how rarity, history, and condition combine to create value. The design itself carries a sense of dignity. The profile on the coin reflects leadership, memory, and national identity. Even without silver content, it still represents a moment in American history frozen in metal. For some collectors, the real worth of a coin is not measured in money, but in the thrill of the hunt. Finding a high-grade 1982 half-dollar in circulation or in an old collection can feel like uncovering a small treasure, even if it doesn't bring millions. There is also the possibility, however slim, that a truly unique error or exceptionally rare specimen could surprise the market. Coins have been known to defy expectations when the right buyer meets the right rarity. Still, it's important to stay realistic. The idea that a common 1982 half-dollar could instantly make someone a billionaire is more fantasy than fact. Believing such claims can lead people to overvalue ordinary coins or fall into scams. A wise collector learns to balance excitement with knowledge. Understanding mint marks, grading, and authenticity is far more powerful than chasing viral stories of overnight wealth. If you do own a 1982 half-dollar, the best approach is to examine it carefully. Look for unusual features, check its condition, and, if it seems promising, consider having it evaluated by a professional. In the end, the magic of the 1982 half-dollar is not in guaranteed riches, but in possibility. It invites curiosity, rewards patience, and connects you to a larger story of history and craftsmanship. So while it may not transform you into a billionaire overnight, it can still enrich you, in knowledge, in appreciation, and in the quiet thrill of holding a small piece of the past in your hands.